Dana White's been singing the praises of Jon Jones for quite some time, and after his victory of the weekend, he's singing even louder.
This guy's fight IQ is off the charts. And, you know, everybody gonna admit now that he's the best fighter in the world? Or
they didn't admit that. The people doing the rankings moved Jones up one spot ahead of Alex Pereira from number 3 to number 2, but they still have him behind Islam Makhachev. This enraged Dana White. I have to get rid of these clowns. Mark Zuckerberg, let's get this AI deal done ASAP. So he wants AI to start doing the rankings and use the services of Mark Zuckerberg to do so. Maybe Dana White has a point putting Jones number 1 with his body of work and recent dominant win. The knock on Jones was inactivity, but he scored an impressive victory over the weekend. Some may argue, though, he beat an old Stipe coming off a 3-year layoff who's ready to retire, and also he's dodging Aspinall. On the other hand, he is moving up in weight and beating these guys, while it's sort of the opposite for Makhachev because 2 of his 3 title defenses are against a guy from a lower weight class in Volk, and he's only defended the belt once against the 155er in Poirier. Who do you think should be pound for pound number 1? Let me know in the comments. Also of note in the pound for pound rankings, after his victory over Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira enters the pound for pound rankings in the number 15 position behind Sean Strickland, Sean O'Malley, Max Holloway, and Pantoja. Stipe on his loss to Jon Jones says, "Let me start by saying I'm good. I've been through a lot worse. I hope everyone enjoyed the show on Saturday. What an incredible way to go out. I started this journey fighting in local bowling alleys and ended it selling out Madison Square Garden. It truly doesn't get better than that. Sorry I didn't get the W, but you can't get them all. Sometimes it's not your night. That's the nature of the beast. You can't plan a perfect ending in this sport, but I guess the perfect ending is to have been lucky enough to do it at all. You all have given me so much, and I hope I did you all proud. Croatia and Cleveland, Ohio especially. I felt all of you with me at every battle. To my opponents, thank you all. I learned something from every single one of you. It was an honor to go to war, brothers. And finally, to the fans, you guys are the heartbeat of the sport. You make the sport amazing. Without you, the fighters don't even exist. The rush that you give me walking into the octagon is forever engraved in my memory. Thank you for that. Not going anywhere, excited to start some new projects, bring back the podcast, break down all of my fights, and share my reality with you until my next fight. Just kidding. Forever grateful. It's been a hell of a ride. Ryan Garcia takes on rising fighter and former kickboxing champ Anpo December 30th in Japan. It's a boxing exhibition, 8 2-minute rounds. Some people find it funny that Garcia was banned but still got a bout before Devin Haney. I've been quiet for quite some time, been cooking up some plans before my actual return to the ring. Here's the plan before April. Exhibition in December in Japan against the guy who fought aging Manny Pacquiao and tried to knock him out. Then I go after Jake Paul for Uncle Mike Tyson.
This upcoming UFC 310 fight between Bryce Mitchell and Kron Gracie.
Right.
Don Cruz wants to fight one more time early next year and then call it a career. John Anik suggests that Henry Cejudo and Dominic Cruz fight again. And Cejudo's manager says easy money for Henry, which ignited an argument. You're simply a work mule. Your words hold no weight. Henry Cejudo did this to you and you blamed Keith Peterson. Also, one more thing, the only weight you hold is commentating on the desk. I promise you, I hold a lot more weight than you in this game. It's easy money for you as you get a percentage paid by your fighter no matter what. While you chat shit you personally cannot back up. You have no skin in the game. That's what makes you weak. Ali definitely shouldn't be talking shit to any fighters, but he is a powerful person in the world of MMA, which is impressive. He's created this life for himself in the United States, considering the government tried to deport him years ago. The NYPD recruited him in 2002 when he was 25, sitting in a Colorado jail cell on charges of document forgery. Ali became an asset in the NYPD's long-running investigation into Muslims of America, an extremist group based in rural Virginia. But FBI agents grew suspicious of him being a double agent. made him do a polygraph test, and the FBI closed the file as deceptive with no admissions, interrupted and terminated by the NYPD. The FBI severed its relationship with Ali, and the government tried unsuccessfully to deport him. Janata Deni's face, a couple days after his bout with Marcin Tybura, the fight ended between rounds 2 and 3 when the doctor stopped the fight. Mayra Bueno Silva is number 6 at 135, but she's going to be dropping down to 125 to take on number 13 ranked Jasmine Jasdavicius February 1st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Also in Riyadh next week on Friday is the PFL's show with 6 title fights, and there's $1 million on the line for each fight. After his fight over the weekend in BKFC against Randy Costa, Brandon Davis goes back to his job on Monday as a UPS worker. The fight ended as a no contest, but Brendan Davis thinks it should have been a TKO. He says it wasn't an illegal knee, it was a legal one to the body. They're not doing any renovations at the Apex just yet. They're doing a couple shows there in January and February and a couple shows there in March. Limited seating, some couches around the Octagon, and some limited seating elsewhere. The UFC confirms their return to Los Angeles, California for UFC 311. That takes place January 18th at the Intuit Dome, which is where the LA Clippers play, a new arena which opened up in August. UFC card on Saturday starting around 13 hours earlier than normal. Some people in the UK happy about that, a more suitable time for them. One Championships next show, Friday, December 6th, is headlined by a lightweight title fight between Christian Lee and Alibek Rasulov. Kevin Lee was advertised to be fighting at Bare Knuckle MMA, Gamebred Bare Knuckle MMA last Friday, but he said for all those people asking, no, I didn't fight last weekend. I never signed a contract. I don't know why it was advertised. If you don't hear from me, then it's not happening. Jonathan Martinez on his loss to Marcus McGee over the weekend. Nobody beats me, I beat myself. I've been fighting my own demons these past couple months. If he got started a bit earlier in that fight, he might have won. Once he starts landing leg kicks, it's pretty much a completely different fight. The fight's almost over once he starts landing some good ones, but he didn't land a good one until the end of round 2, and by that time it was too late. He was down 2-0. He won the third, but he lost 2-1 on the judges' scorecards. But those leg kicks do some ridiculous damage. He came close to stopping him in round 3, and 2 of his last 3 victories have been via leg kicks, which is quite a rare thing in MMA. The boxing match between Tyson and Paul broke betting records at sportsbooks, becoming the most heavily bet on fight in recent years. According to a spokesperson for BetMGM, more bets and money were placed on Friday night's heavyweight fight than any other boxing or MMA match in the company's near 7-year history.
You can hit hard like that, but I can hit pretty hard like that, bucket. Boom!